right, here's your 2025 Toyota 4Runner. This is it. These are real images. Forbes magazine completely screwed up and leaked this image. Why did Forbes screw up? Because Forbes will write an article for anybody who pays them, and this is what happens when you pay for people to write show articles. They screw up, and so you're looking at it. This, of course, now is the TRD Pro 4Runner, and right off the bat, as I said, you love the looks of this 4Runner, and you've already completely forgotten about the Toyota Land Cruiser that's based on this TNGA platform. You've forgotten about that completely because they hit it out the park here on looks. Now, looks are subjective, but what I'm saying is this looks very quote-unquote aggressive. This is going to appeal to American eyes. This doesn't look conservative like the Land Cruiser. It got the big wheels. It got the badging. Everything people like. The angles, this little quarter panel or rear quarter panel window going up the edge here. Roll down rear window. Big tires, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have to decide if you like the looks of this thing or not. It's all subjective. Now, this is a non-TRD Pro 4Runner 2025, and you can see, so this is what the regular 4Runner is going to look like. So you can see it looks similar to the Tacoma, but yeah, we all knew this this design wasn't going to be, groundbreaking because it's all on the same platform, and that's kind of like a double-edged sword of Toyota's consolidation. Here we can see, again, we got I believe it's either Tacoma or Tundra. Sorry, I get them mixed up. But this is what you're interested in here, the 4Runner. So, it looks like a Tundra or a Tacoma and an SUV body on TNGA platform. So it's got some fender flares. It looks good. It is conservative, but not as conservative as the new Toyota Land Cruiser. Here we can get, I believe this is the TRD Pro. Now, I don't know. We don't know the trims, all this stuff right now. That's going to be announced 7 p.m. Eastern Time, unless Toyota jumps the gun for this leak. But you can see what it looks like. Looks good. What do you think of the looks? Now, as far as engine, what everybody wants to know and what everybody's going to whine about. Ooh, here's one. So this looks like this is going to be the Trail Hunter. So this is probably, oh yeah, there you go. Rock rail. So the Trail Hunter 4Runner is going to have, looks like some light bar stuff. Look at that. Wow. The Trail Hunter is going to get your some LED fog lights, but look at the light bar down here. That's pretty cool. Is this a snorkel? I can't tell if that's a snorkel or just trim. This could be a snorkel on the airbox here going up the side. So that's cool if it is. It looks like it, because the air intake might be here, but don't quote me on that. But this looks like an air intake, and this is a rock rail, and that's great. It's not a side step. So right off the bat, this thing, and I believe the Trail Hunter is also supposed to have more ground clearance on the front, like the bumper's cut, so it's ready to go off-road is what I'm saying. Insofar as the features I'm outlining. Now, again, we don't know if this thing is going to have EKDSS, probably not. Full-time four-wheel drive, probably not. Front sway bar disconnect, probably not. But some trims may have those things. If you want all that stuff, then you're going to have to get the Lexus GX550 Overtrail Plus. That's the mother vehicle. Well, truly the Land Cruiser 300 GR Sport, which we don't get in America. That's the mother vehicle. The Land Cruiser, the real Land Cruiser 300. All other versions imported to America are watered-down versions of that. And this is one of the most watered-down versions, the Toyota 4Runner. Now, that doesn't mean it's not capable. You're going to get four-wheel drive. You're going to get the clearance. You're going to get the looks, capabilities, and a bunch of other off-road stuff, depending on how you trim them out. But you're not going to get everything like the Land Cruiser 300 GR Sport. That is triple locked and has EKDSS and full-time four-wheel drive, a bunch of luxury, AVS, adjustable suspension, drive modes, etc., MTS, crawl control, the works. Again, GX550 is the closest to that. But anyway, let's talk about the 4Runner here, and let's get into it. We're going to talk about what people are going to whine about the most. By the way, this ladder rack is cool. I believe this is the Trail Hunter, and you get a ladder rack. Again, we'll know more information later tonight. Here, this looks to be the limited trim, if I were to guess, because the wheels look a little bit more nice. The bumper is stupidly low with this air scoop here that we've also seen on the Tacoma. version of this, the 2024 Tacoma with the silly air scoop. So this is probably the limited. If I had to guess, I think this says limited here. Now this will have full-time four-wheel drive if Toyota trims the 4Runner out traditionally. So this will have full-time four-wheel drive, more luxury, blah, blah, blah. And as you can see, it's a little bit more loaded to the ground, though it does look like it has a little rock rail or something going on here. But again, these might be pre-production models, as they're going to say. All right, let's look at the rear here, and you got plenty of ground clearance, which we all knew. What the specs are, we don't know. Roll down rear window. Looks like you got a hitch receiver here. All standard stuff. Now, the big thing people are going to whine about, before we talk about the interior here, which looks the same as a 2024 Tacoma. You got a screen, you got a squared off steering wheel, and this is all standard stuff. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's what we all expected. Same with the interior here. Ooh, you get an inverter in the back. That's cool. So the GX5, they all have them. It's not even worth mentioning which ones have which. These are the images we've all seen. But let's go back up to this image, and let's talk about the engine here for a moment. Now, the first thing people are going to whine about is the new engine. Then the engine going in the engine going in this new 2025 4Runner is going to be the Toyota V24 turbocharged engine. You're getting a turbocharged four-cylinder in your new 2024 Toyota 4Runner, and people, or 2025 4Runner. Sorry if I'm mixing up the years. 2025 4Runner. Okay, you're getting this four-banger turbo, and the first thing people are going to say is that I'm not paying for a four-cylinder. They should have put the V6. Blah blah blah. It's not going to be reliable. When people start talking like Scotty from Star Trek, they don't know what they're talking about. I'm just keeping it real. People are going to suddenly, but Captain, the turbos can't handle the extreme pressures of the extreme pressures are too much, Captain. We're going to have to shut down one of the turbines. Once people start talking that, it's just fear. Okay, please realize something about your 2025 4Runner that's getting this turbo four-cylinder engine. It's not new. It's been in production since 2021. Toyota's been making turbos forever, since the 80s. They last forever. But most importantly is where these things are made. Nothing has changed. Now, if you're a casual Toyota fan, you may not know this, but if you're a Toyota nerd or dork, such as myself, you realize that Toyota is a collection of parts. Toyota engines are made by Yamaha. The engine that's going inside of your 25 4Runner is a Yamaha. The same as the V6 in the previous 4Runner. It was made by Yamaha. The V8 in the GX460 was made by Yamaha. The V8 in the Land Cruisers. The four-banger in your 95 Toyota Camry or your Celica or any other Toyota is made by Yamaha. Nothing at all has changed. Yamaha. The engine going in your new 4Runner is the same. It's a Yamaha designed engine. But Captain, the increased pressures of the turbines will blow the cylinders. We're going to have to cut back the power, Captain. It's too much for the turbines to handle. It's not true. It's a Yamaha. Nothing has changed. The engineering is the same. The people said the same thing about the old Toyota V8s, the old Lexus V8s. That's where they started with the Lexus LS. In the 80s, they said the same thing. They won't be able to handle the extra pressures of the additional bank of four cylinders. Okay. The same nonsense is said anytime Toyota comes out with an engine. An aluminum V8 engine. They said it wouldn't last. But look here. This is the cooling system in your 25 4Runner four-cylinder engine. This is the engine cooling system. It's normal. You got a radiator and you got a water pump and it cools the engine. But guess what? Your new 25 4Runner has its own separate cooling system for the turbo system. In other words, the turbocharger, the intercooler, and the associated piping all have their own circuit. So the turbos are cooled separately, and the water pump is electric. So guess what? That means the turbos, the whole turbo system will cool when you shut the car off. No, you don't have to shut it. You don't have to idle it for 5-10 minutes after you shut down your turbocharger because it can't handle the pressures of the turbines. You don't have to do that in your new 2025 4Runner at all, because this engine will run a separate cooling system to keep the whole turbo system, intercooler and turbocharger cool. It's all redundant. It's all over-engineered. I won't hair split. I won't get into too much details, but the specs are amazing. You got oil squirters. You got not one, not two, but 3 oil squirters per piston underneath this thing. And it's got a entirely separate cooling system, as I just keep rambling on and on about. Completely separate from the main coins. This is a Yamaha banger underneath this. The same as your beloved V6 was a Yamaha banger, and your beloved V8 Toyota Lexus truck engine was a Yamaha banger. These are Yamahas, okay, through and through. The transmissions, they didn't change. They're Aisons, the only automatic transmission on the planet that lasts forever. Okay, any other truck you're getting, that transmission is blowing at 100,000, 150,000 miles if you're lucky. It's gone. It's gone. It's done. Bye-bye. Toyota owns Aison. It's the only transmission that lasts forever. The parts are Denso's. Denso has been a Toyota supplier forever. The battery and electronics are Panasonic's. Okay? I'm rambling parts because what I want to say because someone's going to say, they don't make this 4Runner, it's got a 4-banger, and Toyota's getting cheap, they've lost their reliability, they don't make them like they used to. No. None of that's objectively verifiable because the parts are all the same. They're all the top tier. It's not as robust as the big V8. The V8 was the Kang. Okay? The V8 people were whining the same stuff. Captain, it's gonna blow. Shut off the... The same ramblings. It was an aluminum can V8 engine that all the critics in the 80s said would never last. That Yamaha designed engine went forever. Toyota has not gone rogue. Toyota has not lost their mind. It's the same old Toyota. It's just different and new. This Yamaha slapper in here is meant to be romped on, and you better believe it can handle it. This thing here is the GR Corolla. This is Toyota's 3-cylinder turbocharged engine, again made by Yamaha, that's been in this GR Corolla for a few years. It is meant to be romped on. It's 300 horsepower, 3-cylinder turbocharged engine, and it has been completely abused by users, and it is lasting no problems. Why? It's a Yamaha engine. It's the real deal. So I'm going on and on about this 4Runner engine before we know the specs of the trim. And yes, they're going to add a hybrid, and Aison and Denso are behind the hybrid. All it is a motor assist. Denso makes motors that last forever. Okay, our Toyota Camry 1995, we sold it with 300,000 miles. The original clutch gave way at 300,000 miles. We never changed the Denso starter or Denso alternator on that 95 Camry. They were both Densos, 300,000 mile working alternator and starter. Denso and Aison are behind your hybrid assist inside of the hybrid version. That's going to be the Hybrid Max version of this 25 Toyota 4Runner. It is robust. It is the best. But I cannot accept people who, and they're entitled to opinion. Of course, I'm being dramatic, but I cannot accept when people go, this engine is some sort of petting zoo of an engine, when this thing is a Yamaha underneath, and Yamaha is just insane. Toyotas last forever because they use Yamaha engines. That's what's an open secret. It's always been this way. It's been this way since 1960s. Okay? This thing, which looks pretty good from the side, I'm sure you would agree. You've forgotten about that Land Cruiser already. Look at that. Okay, this thing has a romper in here. You're not supposed to be gentle with this thing. This thing is insane inside and is insanely reliable. Can I prove it? No, but we know it. Because I'm giving you logic, okay? The suppliers haven't changed. Say Yamaha a bunch of times until it sinks in. Yamaha, okay? That's the word of the day, everybody. Anyway, your Yamaha banger inside of this is off the chain reliable, okay? It is the only engine. You know, you can slam on Hondas all you want and they won't break, okay? Or you can slam on Yamahas 10 times as more and they won't break. Okay, this is not a pretend engine by any means. It's the best. All right, enough rambling about Yamaha engines. Okay, until we get the specs on this thing, this is what you're looking at. But I just want to dispel any reliability right off the bat. But this thing looks great, as I've predicted. The 4Runner is just for the North American market, and it's going to appeal to Americans, and that means it's going to look cool to Americans, and this is what we're seeing here. It looks cool. There's no denying it, and I think if you're honest, unless you like the conservative look of the Land Cruiser, which a lot of people do, don't get me wrong, I do too, I think most buyers, this is going to appeal to most buyers. It also looks like the TRD Pro. I can't tell if this says flex fuel or hybrid max. I don't know. But the TRD Pro is probably going to be the hybrid version to give it more power, along with your piggyback reservoir shocks for desert racing, lift, blah, 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 skid plates, you know. But until we know the exact specs, this is what we have. But remember, get it through your head, no matter what anybody says, this is the new generation of Toyota engines. They're in all the Toyota and Lexus vehicles. They've not changed. They didn't find this engine, a drunk guy didn't just stumble into the Toyota R&D from the alley and just, here, take this engine, put it in your new generation of vehicles. All right, have a nice day, please. He didn't. That's not what happened. Their engine designers, Yamaha, who they've been working with since the 1960s, who have solidified Toyota's reputation as the best, most reliable, awesomest vehicle on the planet, they are their suppliers. They are behind the scenes of this new generation. Everything, all the parts, we went through it. Nothing has changed. They've not changed one supplier at all. At all. Nothing. Okay, even the rubbers are made by Mitsubishi. That's like Mitsubishi, but with an I. Everything's the same. Every last thing is the same. So you don't have to worry about that reliability. Different, yes. But humans get scared of change. We know that. But you're more intelligent than that. That's why you're on this channel. Listening to me ramble about how this thing is going to last you 1,000,000 miles, literally. But it's a turbo, Captain. It's a turbo. It can't handle the increased pressures of the turbines. Yes. We already went over that, right? All right. So the interior, there's not much remarkable here, and we're going to get more deets later. But again, this looks like your cookie cutter new Tacoma Tundra type of interior. There's nothing standoutish here. I'm sure the TRD Pro will have stickers that say TRD all over it. But that's it. But that's to be expected. You're not getting the GX550 type of interior. If you want that, just get a GX550. I think most people will be excited about the roll down rear window here, insofar as 4Runner buying. Okay, but I do. Again, I forgive me for rambling about on and on about the reliability of these things, but it's just getting tossed around too much, and I want to just do my best to just stop worrying about this. We have zero evidence. I'm repeating myself ad nauseum. Yamaha. Okay, you're in trouble when a company makes the world's most expensive pianos and the world's best engines at the same time. Okay, you're in trouble. Okay, you're not beating Yamaha here. Nothing is changing about Yamaha. They've never made a garbage engine ever in anything. All right, pricing. Nobody knows the pricing. Yes, Toyota's going to tell us later on tonight what the pricing is, and yes, the dealers are going to mark it up, and yes, you're going to pay for it because this is meant to appeal to American emotions. So if you want a cheaper price, you're going to have to wait. All right, enough rambling for now. We'll get the full reveal later on tonight, and we'll make a full video on that as well.